Welcome back, everyone. Now, slight problem. See there, ABS ESP. It's a wheel sensor at the back. Now, I've already kind of half found out what's happening, but what I'll do is I'll let you see. Where are we? Oh, come on. So ESP, visit workshop, ABS. It's a wheel speed sensor. So if you haven't seen one of these before, this is an iCar Soft. This one's specific for Mercedes. So we are going to go in and I'll just show you if this GoPro works. It seems to be a bit blinky today, I don't know what's happening. So if we go into diagnosis, if you use this keypad here, if we enter there and then select Sprinter, this is it's obviously all for Mercedes. So that Sprinter, enter the latest version of the software, enter. Give it a minute to connect. Now I've got the ignition on, so we go for Sprinter, the top one, and we are going for 906, not as of 2013 because this is a 2010. Diesel engine, smart scan, we'll let it scan. I've had a few other faults as well. Well, one other fault which I've only had it a couple of times and it's gone away after resetting it. I think it's there's either water getting into a plug on the exhaust temperature sensor, because obviously I've had that off in the past for cleaning the DPF. So 4-cylinder, British market. And then if we read the fault codes, we will see, okay, so there is an internal module, an internal control module fault in the monitoring function for the vehicle speed. There's an incorrect signal. Right, okay, that's fine. So there's only one code at the minute, so that's good. So if we come back out of there, back out of here, right, so I found it. So it's still in the instead of going to the 4-cylinder, which I did last time, you go down to ESP Electronic Stability Program. Now if we enter there, then if you go down to view data, now we can get individual, so speed sensors, wheel speeds. Okay, so that should give us 4. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, this could be a bit tricky holding the camera, but if I into first gear, now if you look at these values here, now they should all move obviously when the van is moving. Yeah, they're all moving except one, so that'll be our culprit. And it works in reverse too, they can check it in reverse. Get this van lined up for that wheel coming off, that's perfect. Now, hope you saw that there. So this one here, we could probably actually do it individually. Wheel speed at right rear axle, so we know that that's the one we're not getting a signal. So we'll come out of that. We're going to need this later on probably to clear the code once I replace the new sensor, which I have right here. I hope it's the right one. It looks to be the right one. If you know anything about these things, they're absolutely notorious to get out. I'm pretty sure after we went to Ireland at Christmas, the guys on the ferry, let me turn this van off, the guys on the ferry were lashing down the van, and because it was Christmas it looked like young, nothing to do with anything, but they were young new guys that would look like stand-in guys. They didn't look like hardened dockers, and I think they've probably been strapping down the back wheel and it slipped behind and probably caught the sensor and just either broke it open or completely snapped it off. I haven't been under the back yet for a look. I'll take you there now and we'll go and see what's going on. Now, that's the wheel off. If we look in here, not the best. You can just see the sensor there. I haven't got a light at the minute, I'll get one just shortly, but now it looks like it's slightly up. I hope you can see that. It's maybe not great. See how it's slightly off the axle a bit there. So what we're going to do is, I've started snipping the cable ties. Well, I've got some D-block kind of stuff. It's not D-block, it's similar kind of stuff. I am going to just, this is more for the sensor coming out than the actual wasn't it squared? Than the actual Torx head. This is, the sensors are notorious for getting stuck in here. So we'll give that a lube up, and then I'm going to go and make a cup of tea. So we'll leave that. Have a look at the state of the brakes. Not great. I don't know what's happening here. If one of these is seized, that's going to need looked at because the MOT is due shortly. I mean, they're working, but it could be biting a bit better than that. That's just kind of surface stuff. Might need looked at. Also put a bit of wood under the van because I don't trust the jack. The jack's leaking oil. You see it there. Seal's obviously gone in it. Great, someone else to buy. And so this line here from the ABS, the wheel speed sensor, goes all the way. It goes quite a distance. Like, I'm just hoping the one I've got is the same kind of length. Otherwise, we're going to be snookered straight away. But this has got to come off anyway because it's knackered. It won't affect the performance of the van if it's not there, so I can get a new one. But hopefully the one I've got is the right one. Right, have a cup of tea. Hopefully that stuff's done the trick. I've got my Torx bits out. I've checked it out, it's an E8. See there. So we will. Oh, and the other thing, if you haven't seen one of these before, these are quite new out, little tiny LED. Well, I think that's SMD lights, I'm not sure if it's SMD or LED. Very, very bright. Magnet on the back, and we'll position it so we can see what we're doing. Bit of a flicker there with the lights, but so we're going to put that on. Pretty rusty on top there, maybe I have to just chop it on a wee bit. Hopefully this is going to come off easily, but nothing's easy with Mercedes, as we know. I'm just going to maybe tighten it up slightly and then unsee it, move there, and then unloosen it. Right, okay, that's coming off alright. Well, unexpected. Okay. See, things like D-block and those things, they absolutely work. You need to give it 10-15 minutes to work, just to soak it. And I've never changed this. This has never been off. And I actually think the reason it's at an angle like that is rust is maybe pushing it up. So we'll probably have to clean the face of that seat. Okay. That's looking good. Get it behind now. Nice. Wow. Oh. Wow. Straight away that doesn't feel good. As I said, they're notorious for snapping off. We'll have a little pull at it. Nah, you can see there, if you look in, if I get the torch, right, so the wires are now exposed. They're probably rusted through. It's snapped clean off from the sensor. Yeah, I would say the wires are probably snapped, so we can just pull that off. If I can pull it off. There we go. So that's it jiggered. So that looks nasty. I'm going to lube it up a bit more. Kind of clean it at the same time. Yeah, that's not looking great. What I think I'm going to have to do is a bit of a trick, which I'll go and prepare for, and we'll get right back to you. Right, what I've done is, where is it? So the new sensor, show you here, new sensor, you see it there, and I've got a screw which I'm going to screw in the old one, but I've marked it with a bit of tape because we don't want to go beyond that tape, because you'll go down and you will go into the reluctor ring, and if that gets marked it can play havoc with the sensors. So I'll try and get it as central as I can. It's got quite a good fine thread on it, coarse thread on it, sorry, so we can screw that in. I'm just going to do it by hand first to see if I can get it in with a screwdriver. If not, I'm going to have to use a power screwdriver. Let's see if we can get it in there. Now the idea of this is we're going to use the screw to pull it out. I'm not convinced this method works very well, but we shall see. Now I'm going to have to put that in with a power screwdriver. The ABS plastic's just too hard. Right, 2 seconds. Right, that's it in. Now the next thing is to try and finagle it to try and get it out. What I might have to do is use my grinder and cut a V-notch in one of my pry bars, unless I've got a hammer that'll fit that. So I'm just going to nip away, see if I can find a hammer. Right. Now, got a joiner's hammer here. Now we can see if we can. I mean, this could work. I'm hoping it works a treat. See if we can pry this up. Oh, it's got a grip like. Whoa. It's not going to play ball, I don't think, but we'll just keep going. Oh. Try some more lube on it. Let's see if that just gives it a bit of extra grease just to get it out there. Do you know what? That's probably too long a screw. I probably need a shorter, stumpier one so I can get more leverage. We'll keep going with this for now. Let me just move you out of the way a wee bit. Sorry about the angles, guys. It's tricky in here. Right, let's try this way. Oh, I might have to just. Oh, and we've got nothing. As usual. Right, let's have a clean up. Right, so that's not gone well. I'm going to go and get a fatter, smaller, stumpier looking screw. Alright, so we've got a fatter Torx head screw. This is actually a Mercedes screw. It's quite short. I couldn't mark tape on this one because there's just not enough, plus it's only barely the length of the sensor, but if I can just get it in enough to get the head underneath it without going too crazy. Right, that'll do. Let's see if this will work now. Come on. It's a much better grip on the head as well. Oh, what have we? Oh, right. Well, we've got some of the sensor out. Damn it all. The sensor's just breaking up is the problem, because the plastic is just old and absolutely rotten, basically. So this is where we now need to go to the drill, which I didn't really want to do, because that's how you end up drilling into the reluctor ring. Let's just get that out of there. But I'm afraid that's what we're going to have to do. We're not going to get any more bite on that sensor now. It's completely out. And I think drilling's probably the only way to do it. Again, we'll mark the drill bit and see what we can do. Right, where are you? You there? So, drill bit. Checked it against the new sensor, so there's plenty girth there. And obviously we don't want too much. Now that's probably quite shallow, but I'm a little bit concerned about touching the ring. So what we'll do is we'll get out what we can. I might even use the drill in reverse to start and see if it'll pull some stuff out. Now we're gonna have to go in, boys and girls. This isn't the best way to do it at all, but I've got no choice, I'm afraid. As straight as you can. See the plastic coming out there. Nice and slow, let the drill do the work for you. I'm just gonna put it in reverse. Battery on this is way to go. Just check what's happening. You can see all the bits of plastic getting shaved out. That's a good thing, I suppose. Let me change the battery out on this quickly. Like I say, this is what you don't want to do. This is the worst thing to do. If you go through to that reluctor ring, you're in trouble. We'll try and reverse for a bit to tidy up some of the holes. Take it really easy. The closer you get to that tape, the closer that tip of the drill's getting down to the ring. Well, we're getting the sensor out. I'm probably going to have to get a pick and try and pick the rest of this plastic out. What a mess. Honestly, I hate the reluctor. These sensors are the worst. Like, pure plastic is the problem, and there's just no getting into it with a right. Back again. Now I've got some of it out with a pick. I'll let you see the damage. Not great. Obviously it's kind of all still in there. What I'm going to do is try and chop the pick down through the plastic. There we go. See, that's going in, but it's trying to howk it out's the problem. We might get it, you know. We might get it. There seems to be a bit of yellow around it. That must have been the outside of the old original sensor, or maybe that was the plastic ring. Oh, the whole sensor's turning there. Is it? Yes, I think we're going to get it in a oneer. Come on. It's just breaking up, the stuff's so brittle. Right, that was looking good there. Let's try some more lube down there. Oh, come on. It's just sensor just breaking up in the hole. Now, got my three other picks. So it's like an angled pick, a yoke, and just a straight pick. I think I'm going to go for the angled pick to start with, because it's got more of a pull to it. See, I can see the sensor moving. Come out, you monkey! What is going on down there? There's no way I'm. Right, the straight pick. That's probably going to snap the end of it though if I keep doing that. And I don't want any metal in that hole, because that'll play havoc with the the sensor's moving. I can see it moving around now. I'm almost tempted to try and screw that long screw in again, but there's not a lot of meat left on it. I would hate to touch the ring. Like, let's give this a go. This could be bad, but well, we've got to try something. We're just wasting time here. Right, So if I just gently screw it in a bit, a tiny wee bit. Right, that's it, it's gone in. But it's not going to pull out. Okay. Right, what I've had to resort to is Dremel. I'm basically boring out the cavity like you would a tooth. If you can see in there. Might just be able to see down there. Still on the sensor, haven't touched the ring yet, thank God, but I'm just going to have to basically do this. This is what I'm doing. Keeping an eye on it so I don't go too low. Try not to touch the sides. Now, after I've done that, obviously it gets full of gum, so I use this in here, my little compressor. It's going to be noisy. Just blow this stuff out the hole, and then I'm going to, what I've done is I've basically gone down one side, and I'm going to try and pick it out from here, because I know it's moving. I just need to get a grip of it somehow, somewhere. And success. What a chore. That's the very last bit. Now you can see the Dremel did poke through, but we're okay. I don't think I've touched a ring. So, I mean, I basically bored that down with the Dremel till I could get an edge. Yeah, thank God for that. Right, so it's out. Let's have a look in the hole. Could probably do with a bit of a blowout quickly. Right. Now there is a hole there, but I think the hole is a hole in a brass ring, because it's a perfectly round hole and it's off center to this hole. I would imagine if I turned the axle it would turn and you would see, but so it's not my drill bit. So when you look down there, I've not drilled down. You saw the end of the sensor. There's I would say those holes are the thing that give the signal when the new sensor's in. Thank God for that. Right, next job, new one in, and let's see if we've got enough. I hope there's enough. Yeah, there should be. Hope there's enough wire there to plug in. What a nightmare. Hang on, let's get back to the torch here so we can see. Oh my God. Right, that was a chore. Haven't started the van yet, just put the ignition on. It's saying no messages. What we'll do is we will look through the computer anyway. So diesel engine, enter. Sorry guys, let me just wipe the lens here. My hands are absolutely black as always when we do these videos. Hope you can see better now. Oh, what have I done? Touch screen on the back, right. Did I do smart scan before? I think I did. Well, that's saying no. Oh, look, it's back. Is it? Oh no, that could have just been the computer scanning. Oh, my heart for a second, I thought it was back. It might well come back, but this is looking good so far. It's still scanning. Right, so we want to go to, what did I say, ESP I think it is. Enter. So it's doing the brake thing. Let's view the data, enter. Wheel speeds. Right, so there won't be any there, just, oh look, hang on. That sensor's not good. Oh no. What does that mean? is the air gap too close. Let's go back and look at air gaps. Right rear. In fact, I can just select all and start. Let's have a look. Okay, so Savannah up, started. Still getting an ESP light, but this could be because it's on a test. If they say okay, then we're good. Oh, hang on a minute. No, what is the problem now? Maybe just gonna. Still saying right rear's not okay for some reason. Oh, guys, honestly. The joys of a Sprinter. Who would have one? Right, now, couple of reasons. Did we check the air gap? I think we're looking at the air gap now. So front left says measured value something or other. If we go down, signal not available on the right rear wheel. That also could be because it's not a genuine Mercedes. Could be because it's not a genuine Mercedes sensor. That often happens. You don't buy the right sensor, or if they say they're giving you the right one and then it isn't, that's what happens. Right, let's go out here and I'll just switch this off for now. See, it's just back up. Waste of time. Well, it's not a waste of time because we got the old sensor out the hole. Strangely, I might just have to clear the codes. Let's just go back here. Oh, right, enter. Read fault code. Short circuit or open circuit rear right RPM. That's historic, so that's also historic. They're all historic at the moment. Gap between speed sensor and rotor is too large. Right, so that might not be the right sensor. I wonder if that needs tightened. I did put it in the hole as far as it would go. Right, it may not be the right sensor. The sensor length may be wrong. Right, so let's clear the fault code memory. Okay. Erasing fault codes. Erasing done, so switch all this off. Give it 20 seconds. Or 10 or 15 seconds, just enough for the ECU to think again. It's looking like, guys, that the sensor I've put in is not the right one, or not genuine Mercedes, because it's saying the gap's too big. Let's start it up again. Right, no messages so far. Let's drive. Nah, it's coming back. Okay. So that's not the right sensor. It's obviously too short, and as the other one came out in bits, we couldn't really see the comparison between the sensors. That was an eBay sensor. It said it was for my van. Yeah, I might be wrong, I don't know. But anyway, we got the old one out. That was the main job. I'll go to my local Ding Bros and we'll get the correct sensor and we'll get that fitted. I probably won't show you that because it's just putting it in a hole and plugging it in again. Anyway, that's how to get an old one out. Dang, I'm annoyed about the new one. It's obviously too short a sensor. The hole's that deep and the sensor's that deep. The gap's too big for the magnet reading to read, so it needs to be the right depth of sensor. Just the usual when it comes to eBay and buying cheap bits. But I hope that's helped someone. If you can, try and use an auto parts place all the time, because they'll have the sensors, the right ones in stock, and because otherwise that's the problems you face. That, I would say, that's too short. But we got the old one out without damaging anything, so it's just a sensor we need. Okay, hope that helps someone. We'll see you in the next one.